Hello everyone, welcome to EagleEye Spring Review. So let's jump into the email. So in this sprint, we have two goals. One is to add the video for customer experience, but this one is just temporary. Yeah, we will create another video after we create easier marketplace offer. Yeah, and the second one is define the pricing model. Yeah, and Jim is working on it, and we need approval for the pricing model. Jim has drafted an email, and coding part is in review. Yeah. I will scroll down. This is 1 week. By the way, so yeah, no worries. Yeah, I will continue. Yeah. And for where's time span? Oh, I forgot time span. Sorry. Yeah, I will add it later. So basically, me around like 2 days, Jim full time, and Geoffrey like full time. Yeah. So let's see the backlog. So we have 6 done PBI, 1 in review, 1 in progress. I will go to the backlog. So the first 3 PBI is from Geoffrey. Yeah, I will let Geoffrey talk about it. I will go to the changes Geoffrey made, which is this report. Yeah. Geoffrey, you're muted, by the way. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll say it again. So I'll just talk about the 3 PBIs all at once. So this is the docs page for EagleEye. So the first change was to update this video with the latest version. So you've all seen it already. There was just some edits from Marcus to add the sting at the start and the end. So it's all been test passed. Second change was to what's the word? Have the bold working in Tina. So when you actually edit the page and put some bold text, it was not working. And this was not a Markdown issue. It was a style issue in the CSS file. By default, the strong tag uses a font bolder, and this was actually doing nothing on the text. So you had to override it to use bold instead. And now it's working on the products page. And the last change was to have the video embed width the same as the image. So now you can see it's exactly fitting. To do this change, I've actually added an option in the YouTube embed in Tina, actually on the product page only. So when you select an embed video now, you can select between medium size and large size. Medium leaves it as it used to be, so it doesn't change the default size, but large makes it as you can see it here. So it fits the whole page width now. And also a note on this, so this change for the video embed has only been done on the products, but I've created a yak shave for the Tina CMS team to also add these options on Tina. So in the future, you will be able to select between 2 or 3 sizes of video in Tina.
Yeah,
that's
thanks,
it.
Geoffrey. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I will continue. So next 2 is for the Asia Marketplace, next 3. Yeah, so the first one is the down video. I think Toby and Geoffrey review it and give feedback. And Adam, you want to just see the final version after we create Asia Marketplace. Yeah. So you can see we have docs and the videos. Yeah, but we will update those docs and the videos after we create Asia Marketplace offer. Yeah. And I will continue.
Recording that video with Jim, did that help you change your mind about a few things or refine a few things?
Jim, yeah, muted.
Hey, Jim.
Sorry, what was the question? Adam?
Adam is kind of frozen. Yeah.
You were talking about a video change, the idea for the video change?
It looks like we've lost Adam. Let's just keep going for now and we can return to it after the recording.
Yeah, we can talk about this later. Yeah. I will continue. So next two is about create easier marketplace offer. So I will just show it. So on the partner center, we have EagleEye offer. So it pass automated validation and preview creation. So now if you go to the Asia and go to the marketplace and search for EagleEye, EAGLE, yeah. What? No result. That's
private.
weird.
Look, that's in private.
I can still search for it, right? Let me
No, you
refresh.
should be in your private plans to search for it.
I think in my private plan, is it? Let me try again. Anyway, so I will go from the link here. So we have a free plan preview link here. So if you go here, 1 second, you will see this on Asia. And it will have overview. This is the description. Yeah, we will double check with marketing team about those description. And for plan pricing, we currently only have like free version for testing. Yeah. So after you like create this, you will have like a step-by-step guide to install the EagleEye. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. So application setup, yeah, those are step-by-step guide. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so currently it's in preview. Yeah. Yeah, so those two videos is talking about same thing. Yeah, the marketplace offer. Okay, so that's all done PPI. I will continue to mention those two. So for this one in review, I think Jim, you can have a quick talk about this one, pricing model.
Okay.
Also,
this one, yeah. Okay, so this one involves two parts. One is to design the pricing and get it approved by the marketing team as well as the stakeholders. And the other part is the coding part, but the coding part is dependent on the final decision of the pricing model. So the current status is we have made our proposal for the pricing plan. We have a couple of options to present to the people, and I have drafted an email and checked by Luke. So the next step is to ask the marketing team, Louis, as well as Yuli and Callum, to review it and gather some feedback for the final decision. Yeah, so it's currently in review.
Okay. Yep. Thanks. Yeah, and last one is kind of still in progress. Yeah, I'll just skip it. And I will go back to the email. So for deployments, we have one portal, one engine deployments. We mainly focusing on Asia Marketplace, so not much deployments. And job execution are good. And report statistic in 1 month, Ben, Rick, and Ellen. And for progress, we have 2 PPI done for Asia Marketplace and 1 in progress. The 1 in progress is the pricing model. And R&D, I think it remains the same. Yeah, we did some investigation on pricing and the Asia Marketplace offer. And for AI tools, no change. Okay, so let's run through the retro. Yeah, from Toby, heaps of done PPIs. From me, I think Geoffrey fixed the bug in SSW products, and Yak shaved it to be fixed on Tina CMS, which is good. From me, we have Asia Marketplace offer on Asia, but it's in preview. Yeah. From Toby, UI changes to support the limited feature by Marketplace pricing tiers. This one is about the PR Jim is working on in preview. Yeah, we will add some like pro mark for the pro feature. And what didn't go so well? Yeah, I think we spent like too much on the video. I mean, the Asia Marketplace video. Yeah, we did like 2 version. Yeah, and the purpose is not clear. Geoffrey saw it was for the public, but Toby saw it would just be temporary. Yeah, we should just record 1 video. Yeah, and get a little feedback and do a final one after we publish to Asia Marketplace. Yeah, and
Is
from
that a
Geoffrey,
common
I don't
problem,
know.
guys?
sorry, what?
I'm not sure why Jeffrey thought it was public. We said many times we just wanted to see what the flow was going to be like. It was never like it might become public many versions down the track when things are better, but it was just a first look. I think it was spoken about many times what it was for.
All right, my bad. I just misunderstood. Sorry. So yeah, my feedback was a bit aimed for public, so that's why it took a bit longer. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I'll pay more attention.
But we are aiming for public. Like you would record it with some parts of it decent, and this part we haven't worked out because we'll have to be, doing this. And at the moment, you run a few manual steps. Like you are thinking about presenting to the public, but this one was never going to be ready for that.
Okay.
I think this sort of came from because we had a V2, and look, the V2 I think was still worthwhile. I don't think it was a waste of time by any means, and I think Geoffrey is still spending the time to go through and come up with all of the feedback was going to be valuable, because even though this video is not meant to be like a polished revision, all the feedback's still going to be super relevant when Jim and Luke go to do the final one anyway. So yeah, not too much of a bad thing. What didn't go so well.
Okay.
Yeah, by the way, what's your question, Luke?
I was just curious if this misunderstanding about the video's intent is a common problem that you guys have or not. Because if it is, it's probably worth just adding a checkbox onto the video PBI template, right? That says, is this private, or like, is this intended to be public, a polished public video or not?
I think this would help, actually.
Yeah. So it's also kind of Geoffrey's feedback on improvements. We should clarify intent, maybe add the intent on the description, for the video.
But yeah, we can change the rule about it, Luke, as you mentioned.
I guess it just
the
depends.
standards.
Like if this is a once in a blue moon and 90% of the videos, the intent is clear, it's probably not worth it. But if this is a regular thing, then maybe it's something sort of to catch up from when you're creating the PBI.
Yeah.
So was it only Jeffrey that had confusion, or was it everyone in the team?
So for me, I was also a bit of confused. Yeah. When I record a video, I'm trying to make it a more generic and for everyone. Yeah.
Which you should be.
Yeah.
You should be practicing, but you knew it was very raw and it would never be shown to anyone publicly.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that correct? Yeah. So when Jeffrey says, what's the intent of the video, you ideally should be confident enough to say what it's for. It's because Toby and Adam hadn't seen what the steps were that a customer's going to go through, and you're going to walk us through it and tell us the pieces that are missing, that are being done manually at the moment, that won't be done like that in the future. We didn't know if you were going to have a shell on top of it, like, or whether you were going to be telling them to go to the Azure Marketplace themselves, and their experience would be all the UI of the Azure Marketplace.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much effort was spent on the video, on recording the video? How many hours?
For the video, I think we did on Friday afternoon.
I think it's less than 2 hours.
Around 2.
Less than 2
around
hours.
2.
So why don't you push back on Jeffrey when he says too much effort on the video, why don't you say it only took 2 hours?
I think that means Geoffrey has spent too much review effort. Yeah,
His review effort.
His review
Yeah, my
effort.
And we
feedback.
also
He
kind
was
of like
very
review
close.
the comments and do a V2. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
now, when you were, can I just move on to a new topic? When you were doing this sprint review, you started with stuff that was smaller issues about documentation and stuff. And then later on, you talked about the deployment stuff. The meat of it was later on. Is that correct?
Sorry, the word is later on.
So when
So-
you started the sprint review, go to the top of this email. You started with little things like documentation changes.
Yeah.
And then you talked about the deployment stuff near the end, right?
Yeah.
I personally would start with the big stuff, the important stuff that matters.
I see.
And that's the deployment. And even when you go down to the retro, like this whole sprint and this and the last few sprints have all been about deployment. But instead we're talking about docs and markdown issues and things. So go down to even the retro. The retro doesn't start off with the meat of it, which is all the deployment stuff. It starts off with done PBIs, which is to do with markdown stuff. And Geoffrey fixed a bug on the docs. And then we get into the important one. Yeah, you're burying your headline.
Yeah. We should start with like a priority. Yeah. In priority order.
The stuff that you spent most of the sprint on, I think.
Actually, look, yesterday I moved all my PBIs to the bottom. So I didn't pick, but I didn't realize you moved them back up. I didn't know why. But yeah, I put them at the bottom because I thought it was not important, all the docs.
Yeah, I was reordering.
So I don't know why. Why did you move them back up?
On top.
What was the reason you put them on the top?
Yeah, I was just reordering. Yeah, I just move the down PBI.
Oh, okay. So there was no reason. You just thought I grouped them by people, and that's
no. He just said he moved done PBIs there. So if they were done, he moved them to the top, which does make sense. But hopefully you have some good news on the deployment stuff. So you start with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I will kind of reorder it. Yeah.
We'll add in the improvements after the call.
Okay.
So I will continue to the forecast. Yeah.
Okay,
So
can I just ask, in that last sprint, Geoffrey, were you working on this full time in the last sprint?
No, I worked on a lot of email tasks I had. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Did anyone in the team other than Geoffrey do UI stuff?
I think Jim did some UI stuff.
I think I did a little.
Yeah.
As part of the pricing PBI.
Right, but do you remember I said to you in the last sprint, it's probably better to give as much as you can of that stuff to Geoffrey so that you can get this deployment stuff done as quickly as you can.
Yes, I remember.
Okay.
But yeah, we're currently putting efforts on. We're currently at the stage of getting approvals. So there's not much Geoffrey can do to accelerate the progress on this topic.
Yeah, I think in this instance, Adam, there wouldn't be much value in just offloading it onto Geoffrey because there's sort of two parts to this pricing bit. Like there's the approval that we're having to pass through the marketing side of SSW, but the UI work was almost like a little bit of a spike, I guess, almost to see like how we could restrict some of these features depending on the different pricing tiers. I think if he was to pass that on to Geoffrey, then Jim wouldn't have had any real work to be looking at. For the next sprint, we've sort of got stuff a bit more lined up.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay, I will continue. So for next sprint, we have two goals. One is Asia Marketplace define pricing model. Yeah, so it is a previous goal. After we finish it, we will create an actual Asia Marketplace offer. Yeah, and we kind of add this epic to this sprint. We will kind of start to doing the GitHub integration. Yeah, doing some design and architecture.
So that will give us reports on GitHub data, and you'll be able to see who is doing pull requests and who's approving pull requests and things like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Who's raising issues? Yeah.
Ideally, this sort of first PBI is more or less, trying to figure out the functionality that we're going to implement, the design and architecture. Yeah.
I think it should also include doing research on other people using the GitHub API, especially too with the limitations. We should find out where people complain. Either it's very hard to get the data because they throttle you after you've requested it for too many weeks in a row, or you can't get certain data that's useful, etc. So I think we should be doing research into other people's experiences.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
Now, did we include on the sprint review who's using EagleEye? Maybe I missed it.
You mean the report statistic, right? Here?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Did you fly through it so fast, did you?
Yeah, I went through it. Maybe
Ben, Rick, and Adam. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I was frozen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah. So that's our main two goal. Yeah. And we have those three related to create Asia Marketplace offer, but it needs to be done after the pricing. Yeah. So we just put it. Yeah. And I think that's all.
I certainly wouldn't be pausing work or delaying things on the deployment while people are working out pricing. Pricing can be worked out anytime.
I think the pricing they're also referring to like the actual scheme that we're going to go with. Like as discussed last week, we sort of had the idea of a free or the pro plan, and the pro plan was purely feature like enabled. But as you flagged last week, that would be bad for, say, if Microsoft decided they wanted to use the free plan because they're getting a lot of usage out of the basic product. So that's kind of been taken back to the drawing board a little bit as well.
Right. Okay. But if this is delaying the work on deployment, we need to go faster. Like I haven't had a call in the last week from Jim or Luke about what do you think this or that. Like I know that I'd prefer them to go through Callum or Louis, but if those guys are unavailable, we don't want the deployment stuff paused.
Yeah. No, definitely very fair. Okay. We'll push that a little bit harder. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the forecast. Yeah. So thank you guys joining the spring review. Thank you for your time. See you. Bye.
Thanks everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you. Stop recording.